Hi, Bobby Sanabria here for Jazz at Lincoln Center. It's always a pleasure to be here in the House of Swing, and I'm going to show you how to swing with some different types of rhythms that you normally might not be aware of unless you're from places like the Caribbean or Central and South America. And there's a lot of Caribbean influence from the islands of Puerto Rico, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and of course, this one specific island that I'm going to talk about, Trinidad, where this style of music started happening in the 70s called Soca. It was built upon the foundation of Kaiso and Calypso, which were very popular forms of music, still are today, but more based on a tradition of clandestine social protest, double meaning songs, etc. But this type of music, Soca, is just about partying. Soul plus Calypso, that's the contraction. And artists like the Mighty Arrow, Mighty Sparrow, and many others have brought this music forth in an authentic fashion. And then pop artists like Buster Poindexter, with that song Hot, 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 made it more mainstream. But if you want to play the music in an authentic way, like I always want to do, well, the advantage is that not only are you playing it authentically, but also maximizing the energy of the rhythm. And that's what we're going to do right now. In terms of the groove, the basic pattern sounds like this. 1, 2, 2. Now, you could groove on that for hours, man, be marching down Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, you know, during the parades, et cetera, that we have celebrating Carnival here in New York City or in Trinidad. But the main thing is maintaining this so that the energy of the other instruments is built upon that. The groove in and of itself is very simple. The bass drum and the hi-hat both do the same thing. The snare drum goes against that. We would call that in Cuban music the tresillo. In Jamaican culture, they would call that dembo, etc. But it's kind of a universal type of rhythmic cell that we use in the Caribbean, which has its roots, obviously, in West and Central Africa. And then upon that, we have the right hand, which is playing against the hi-hat like this. I'm going to just manipulate the hi-hat with my foot. You can start off by just playing this. Add the bass drum, the snare drum, and now, let's add some more finesse with the hi-hat. With the right hand. Now, if you could play this for half an hour straight as a drummer without stopping and still maintain the groove, then you got some stuff happening. Now, if they ask you, in Trinidad or here in New York City to play cadence, all you got to do is this. 1, 2, 2, 2. Now, since I'm very known for my interpretations of these styles in my own way, I'm going to show you one of my own interpretations of the style. I'm going to play the cowbell. I'm going to play all the other things that you heard before, but add the voice of the cowbell. And how do I do that? Watch. 1, 2, 2, 2. Kind of sounds like there's more than one person playing, particularly somebody playing a series of cowbells, etc., along with the basic drum set pattern. How did I do that? I'm just going to break it down for you real quick. With my left foot, instead of doing this, which would be the normal way to interpret this, want to get that open hi-hat, right? So I'm going to go, I'm burping the hi-hat or flanging it with my left foot. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Then I got the bell. And that frees my left hand. So I can do any myriad number of standard cowbell patterns. The last cowbell pattern what I was doing was actually coming from Puerto Rican music, from what we call bomba sica, one of the rhythms of bomba sica. There's a lot more to explore, so I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, the drum set is an amazing instrument. It's the only instrument that was invented in the United States. It's a mechanical device that allows the human body to do 4 things at the same time, as you just saw an example of that. For Jazz at Lincoln Center, it's Bobby Sanabria again. See you on the scene.